Hi, my name is Kevin, a bass player. Been playing bass for about maybe 20 plus years. My first band was Qings and Queens, if you know the band. My last band in Penang was the Wild Marigolds. Yeah, I'm back in KL. I play for church in the Church of Divine Mercy in Shah Alam. My first instrument was actually not guitar bass, it was the organ. It was the Technics organ, EN3, you can go look it up, very old organ. From the age of 10 till the age of 15. 15 was PMR time, so I did my last organ exam. And then after that PMR, no more music classes already. When I was 15, I picked up the acoustic guitar, started playing that. Then I found myself playing for the Catholic Student Society in school in LaSalle PJ. We started going to jamming studios, very famous one in Jalan Gasing called Black Widow. That day when I went, I was the last person to enter the room, and the last instrument hanging on the wall was the electric bass. I ended up picking up the electric bass. I thought I could play the bass, so just tried it, and there was tons of Boss pedals. It was all in black color. I think the first pedal I used was the distortion-y. That's when I found out about effects lah. After that session, 1 year down the line, I actually bought my first bass from Black Widow, from Aaron. And that bass now, I stopped playing it. I donated it to my church in Holy Rosary Church, Jalan Tun Sambatan. When I finished SPM, I also started playing with Qings and Queens. We started off with playing guitar in the playground. One day I was playing there with my guitar, thought I was cool. Then I saw this Indian boy riding around, yellow bicycle, I remember. The singer of Qings and Queens, his name is Vima. He went home, took his guitar, bicycle in one hand, guitar in one hand. He rode to the playground, and then we started jamming. He called his friend, Paul, who was the guitarist for Qings and Queens. We started jamming in the park maybe once or twice a week. Came along this thing called open mics. Our first open mic was at Lemang Music with Peter Hassan and Markisa. And that was when we were introduced to a band called Fallen Leaves with James Lee and Philip Lee. He was playing bass for Fallen Leaves, and he introduced us to our drummer, Jerry Soon, who was in the same church as them. We started off Qings and Queens in 2002. 2004, we came out with our single, had the launch at Emporium in Jalan Sultan Ismail. I went to college in 2003-2004 to Aswara, diploma in music performance. I started playing in musicals in KLPAC. 2016, I went to Penang for work. Now I'm back in KL. That's how now I'm playing in Church of Divine Mercy, Shah Alam. This is a good question, but I think it's very important to be professional in terms of ethics lah. You gotta be on time, means actually being early, coming early to the rehearsal, coming early to the gig, just to get yourself settled and be ready to go at the appointed time. Doesn't matter if other people are late, doesn't matter if people are not prepared, but as long as you carry yourself in a manner which you are proud to bring yourself there. That's one of the most important things. Second thing is practice is important, especially with a metronome if you're practicing alone, just to get timing down, get your feel down, get your groove right. Of course, playing with people also important, just to have that interaction, because if you're always in your room, you're always depending on the machine, you're probably not gonna get around much doing anything else lah. But you know, since COVID, there's been a lot of advancement in technology. You learn about how to connect your bass to the computer, to your phone, find a way to express yourself in that manner as well. Yeah. So the bass tone I usually look for is something that has body but not too much muddiness and cuts through a little bit so that you can hear the notes. Most of us listen either by headphones or through our phone. It's a teeny tiny speaker that you're supposed to be heard of. Just to be able to hear yourself in the videos, I look for something that has a bit more mid and a bit more high end. The lower part is just to have the body when you're sitting with the bass. Important for me is ease of setup, to just have a few options of sound. If it's just the bass, it's probably takes a while to dial in for me, but once I get it, it's fine. But if I want variety, better to have something like a multi-effects to help you dial it in straight away. Yeah. I think very important when you have a multi-effects is the setup, because you cannot have sound if you don't set it up. Ease of setup, very good. Just 2 or 3 cables, your main jack, your power, either electric power supply or USB, which I like very much because it makes it mobile, and one connection to your amp, or two connection if you want. Second thing is like the blue color is very appealing, like it just makes you want to look at it. Having the pedal, which makes sense, you don't have to turn off to turn on the tuner. Easy to just have that available all the time. For the GX1B, what I find is that the learning curve is very low compared to like the older ones where everything is very digital based. You press one button, you can see all the parameters. The ease to get to it is a bit faster than before. Rather than before, you have to click through one by one by one. Now it's like in rows, and then the pedals, the knobs are don't stop one. It's just like adjuster. Yeah, so I like that. The presets basically give you a guide to just go through everything. If you're the first time with it, right, it's best you sit down, just listen to all the presets they have available, just to see something that resonates with you. Once you find it, don't mess with it. Just go through everything first. A lot of multi-effects, right, when you arrange it, they allow you to have maybe 1, 2, 3 effects next to each other. But this one allows you to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's including the amp emulators. I like it that because in church, if you're lucky to have an amp, it's good. That means you can get some feedback from where you are. But oftentimes you have to listen to a monitor or in-ear. So sometimes if you have a bass just going through a DI straight, it sounds very flat. Having the option, having an amp emulator, I think is very important. It helps you get a clearer sound to what you want to hear, especially if you're using in-ears, right? More often than not, you hear everything else but your bass. But nowadays, I think it's important to have something that is pretty much rounded so you can create your own mix. The touch response is very sensitive compared to my previous ones that I have. The response is very close to your fingers. There's a lot of feedback. That's what I like about it so far. Very minimal foot switches just for you to switch banks. Once you get your sound, after you dial it in, I think it's very effective.